But, man, we got the good brother right here. Has a battle coming up on LA Battlegrounds, LABEEF 3 on April 15th. Y'all go check that out and show some love. We got the good brother Fiji Osa on the line. Yo, what's going on with you, King?
What's going on, King? How you doing, Nico? What up, LA? What up, everyone that's listening?
Oh, man, we're doing good, man. You know, appreciate you calling up, man. You know, taking some of your time out, man. Go ahead and chop it up.
No doubt.
I definitely appreciate you.
No doubt. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, most definitely, man. So, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people, they know you from the BDAT battle. Most people who don't focus on West Coast battle rap, that's how they would know you. But, you know, for others, you know, can you explain how you got your start in battle rap?
Yeah, I started battle rapping back in 2000, 2001, whenever they had websites out like Gold Mike, Hip Hop King, sixshot.com, and not LABeef, but LABEEF.com. That was some websites where artists can go and start off text battling, and then it just grew from there. Eventually, I had enough. They had a video battle tournament on Let's Beef, and I used my footage from there to send to Alcatraz and Woods in LA, and they told me to come out and do my CDF, and I did, and I mean that's pretty much history. After that, I've been battling on LABG for a few years now, so yeah.
Okay. I heard that. And, you know, like I said, a lot of people, they kind of, the first battle a lot of people have seen of you was probably the BDOT battle. I know for those who actually, you know, pay attention to the West Coast and that West Coast battle scene, you know, we've known you for a while, you know, even before that battle happened. But, you know, go take us through a little bit of that battle, because that seemed to be, you know, a battle where a lot of people, I guess you would say the attention to the West, you know, was a little bigger after that battle. In your opinion, like how did that whole situation come about?
Well, B-Dot had battled with A-Hat, and he had a battle that for an event that we had. His opponent didn't show up. I think that who I battled that night? I battled PBK, and we were just outside. Everybody was talking and shit after the event and whatnot. And I asked B-Dot who he was, and he's like, you know, I'm B-Dot. I'm like, well, you know, man ain't show up to battle. I'm like, if you really trying to battle with LABG, why don't we set something up for the next event? We had that event LABeef 2 coming up. So me and him locked it in for that. Having no idea what the hell I was waiting on. And if you watch that battle, I was watching it today, actually. If you watch that battle, you know, that was the emergence of B-Dot, and LA Battlegrounds kind of took off from LABeef 2. It was a crazy event, and that's why we able to have an LABeef 3 now, because of that event was, well, it wasn't LABeef 2, I'm sorry, it was LABeef 1. And that's what made LABeef 2 happen, and now we had LABeef 3. So 3 years running with it. And what a lot of people understand, that started out on a bet with Woods. Me and Woods made a bet. I told him I had 5 hitters that I could bring, 5 to 6 hitters that I can bring out from Let'sBeef.com, dudes that I know would show up and be ready to battle, and they put forth their top battlers out of LA Battlegrounds, and we can get it in just to see who was the best. And it turned out to be a crazy event. Definitely. Yeah, so that's the history of how me and B-Dot crossed paths, and it was good for both of us. B-Dot's career took off. Me and him, you know, we've been building since then. LABG's been building since then, and you know, we've seen a lot of talent come into LA Battlegrounds due to that. So that was a really good event to have.
Okay, yeah, man. That event in general, man, that whole entire card was actually a dope card, man. I think for a lot of people, especially with the West Coast, it seems like they really only pay attention to it out here if it's a big matchup, like if you had a Disaster versus like a Hollow, or if you had like B. Cortez, like battles like that, they seem to pay attention to. But a lot of the other battles, what they don't know about is what you're talking about. Like a lot of the battles on these cards be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To me, honestly,
definitely.
we probably had the best young talent in battle rap, period, out here in the West.
Yeah, definitely. I can't call it why it is that way. I mean, we can understand, we can acknowledge and salute that battle rap originated in New York, but there is no particular area where battle rap should be housed at or where it should be featured at or any of that. Like, if it wasn't for LABEEF 1, there would be no B-Dot. If there wasn't no LABEEF 1, there would be no Strict. There would be no Fiji. There would be none of that. And people got to understand that there's a lot of talent on the West Coast that, because they're not known, because they're not a Verb or a Tay-Rock or any of those guys, that they don't get the same respect for the craft and the business, the business portion and what they do to put on shows as well as the league. And people need to start waking up to the West. As you can see, the East Coast is starting to I wouldn't say spiral down, but it's starting to get really repetitive. Nobody really want to see those matchups that they have. And the thing with the East Coast is they're not giving their new guys a chance to continue to carry the torch. I mean, people like Verb, people like Tay-Rock, myself included, we can only do this as long as people allow us to, as long as the fans want to come see us, I think the real difference with the West Coast between the East Coast is the fact that when you come to the LABG event, it's all love, man. We don't have no drama. People come out there, it's like a party. And people come on and put on every show. No hesitation, no nothing. They come, they put on, whether they're getting paid or not. It ain't about the fucking money. It's about, are you better than that person with your pen? And it shows in the battle. And I think that's where the East Coast lacks at. But also, the fans on the West Coast actually give those new battlers like a Sting, like a Geechee Gotti, like a Yak, the Ripper, like keep your eye on this dude. His name is Ratchet, LABG artist. I mean, those are the guys that's going to be carrying the torch into the future. Dopey, you know what I'm saying? Even Neek proved himself in this battle versus me, man. He could do a lot of good things on the West Coast, and people got to start waking up to that.
Oh yeah, that's 100, man. Shout out to the homie Ratchet, man. Shout out to all the battlers, man, out there just putting in work, man. Yak, Ron Compton, all y'all, man. Shout out to y'all, man, because y'all really pushing this forward, man. This is exactly what we need, because it's been getting to a point where we'll go out to, like they say, well, just go out to New York or just go to URL or just go here and, take your respect. And it's like you go out there and you have situations like Danny versus Rex where Danny clearly bodies this dude Rex, but everybody's saying that Danny lost. And then the footage comes out and it's like, oh, okay, we just see what it is. Just like him going out there versus Steams, and the only thing I've heard is, oh, he got bodied, and the footage ain't even dropped yet. And you got people who were not at the event saying that. So it's like, okay, we see a little bit of that biasness. So, you know what I'm saying? For me, I'm more so the person who's like, look, I'd rather just build out here. Let's put on here. Let's get big battles out here, big events, big cards, and just put on for our own section, like our own region. Like, I don't even feel like it's a need for a cosign from out there. I feel like it's just, we got everything we need here. Let's just go ahead and build. And I feel like, dudes like you, me, Dopey, everybody who's out here, man, y'all going to be the ones to push this culture out here to the next level.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to the young guys and seeing what they do at this LABEEF 3 event, because the theme of it is the BGs versus the OGs. And you have your OGs like me, RA, out of New York, Strick out of Texas. You have Remedy, that's going to be facing Fly, Strickers versus Young Cannon. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like young guys getting a shot against some vets, vets giving young guys a shot to see where it's at. I mean, people got to understand, they shouldn't, like me personally, I never had any aspirations to make it to URL. When I started out battle rapping, that wasn't my goal. My goal was simply to just do something that I like doing and see if I was better than somebody else. Trash Woods and the fans and the LA crowd and LABG allowed me to do that. So any way I could give back to show my appreciation for the chances that I got, I'm willing to stake claim in that. Stake claim in that and push that forward. You know, Danny, that's one thing I like. A lot of battle rappers, what they do is they'll start off with like a LABG and do really well in LABG, start to get a buzz, and then, you know, URL calls, and then we never hear from them again. But then when they get to URL, they getting fucked around. Either their battle don't happen, and they already didn't pay for their flight out there, or they get a battle like Danny, and then the crowd doesn't accept what they're saying. And like, why go to the East Coast? Why go to URL when we have leagues like LABG that can do that for everybody on the West Coast? You know what I'm saying? And if we would all come together and acknowledge that, Coast battle rap scene would pick up tremendously. I mean, we got hitters on the West Coast. You got Daylights. You got Danny. You got the new breed in like Geechee and B-Dot and Strick and I forgot Link. And you got people in Saint. You got people like that. That's doing things, then that'll open doors for other people that when they come and they battle, they can do that. And that's why I think LABG is legit, because they give people an opportunity. They don't do that diva stuff where you got to have a buzz and views to get your shine on. You might have to work for it from the ground up, but they're not just going to turn you away at the door just because you are nobody trying to get into battle raps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely, man. I wanted to ask you something because,
what's up?
You know, I've seen your battles, and I see. I don't know if I want to just call it potential, because you've been battling for so long. You know, like you said, you've been battling since like 2000 or 2001. Like, you one of the originals to really be pushing the culture since really day one almost. You know what I'm saying? At the modern battle scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to ask you, man. I've been asking people this. What's your hit list looking like? Like, you've been battling for 16 years, almost 17 years, man. I know you done had a lot of battles. You done seen a lot of the most talented people, you know, up close and personal, man. Like, if you had a top three right now, who would the top three people be, regardless of names, that you just want to kill them, man? You just want to cook them, get them up out of there. Like, who would those three people be?
One of my three would definitely, believe it or not, it would have to be a rematch with B-Dot. I want a rematch with B-Dot just so we could air some things out. But that brother's cool in my book, though. But I would definitely want a rematch with B-Dot. I would honorable mention, I owe Dre a battle. We had some situations come up, and me and him wasn't able to battle a while back. So I definitely want to get it in with Dre, because I'm a man of my word. And if I say I'm going to battle you, whatever reason happens, I make sure that I follow through on my promises. So I would definitely honorable mention, get Dre in there so me and him can duke it out, because I always respected Dre's style. I'll have a rematch with B-Dot. I would definitely like to get in the ring with a battle rapper from KOTD on the bunker. It really don't matter who the hell they give me. I show up and show out. And then last but not least, I would really like to battle someone like a JC, like a Lotta J, somebody along those lines, like an XL, somebody like that. I definitely could see myself getting into Pin War with one of those battles. So that would probably be my around the perspective of people I would be looking to battle.
Okay. See, I like that JC pick. 'Cause, see, I'm a big fan of people and I would put you in that category as well. But it seems like it's a minority in battle rap now. People who come with 3 rounds of consistent fire. You've never seen them really look bad. You've never seen them really get bodied like that. Regardless if you're the biggest fan of them or not, you can't hate on them because they're always consistently bringing 3 rounds, and you can never hate on that. So people like JC, Danny, you know what I'm saying? Even to a degree at a high, at a more of a brand name level, Tay Rock, he's never really cheated the fans like that. He's been consistent for over a decade now with that. There's just certain people who you just know you getting 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to ask them if they ready. You just know when it comes to that battle time, 3 rounds of fire is coming up. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely salute, battlers like y'all that, really focus on the art and really focus on just giving, your best to it. Because I feel like a lot of people now, they're just trying to do moves in battle rap to try and get a name versus just trying to show who's the best. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like the love for the game is there anymore. I feel like back in the day, there was a lot of love, for it because people was grinding. They was just trying to get their music deals. So they was really passionate about what they was writing. Like they was serious. Now it's like people just write a couple things for shock value, you know what I'm saying, and feel like that's just going to get them views. And, you know what I'm saying, attention now is worth more to people than money, you know what I'm saying, the other things. So, I definitely salute y'all really keeping the essence of battle rap alive.
Right. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad to be included in that group with those people. I don't say that I'm better than anybody. I just know that when I come to any battle event that somebody feels that they want to book me for, I just make sure that I put my best foot forward because you're only as good as your last battle. Woods always tells me that you're always as good as your last battle. You know what I'm saying? But due to the fact that LABEEF is coming up and I'm on the card, that proves that along with my fellow DEF CON counterparts, Strick, RA, Fly, and Nomad, we all got a call up to participate in LABEEF 3. And, that right there solidifies what we have been trying to do from the get-go.
Yeah, and I was actually just getting ready to ask you that because I know you just mentioned DEF CON and everybody who's a part of that. How did you guys start that? Is it something where it's more like a family thing, or was this specifically for battle rap?
Nah, it's a family thing, man. I got deep roots, deep history with my man RA. Shouts out RA. I got deep roots with him. I consider that dude my big brother. Strick has been long roots as well, man. We even had our wars out on the various websites where you go and do where we originated from, and people. What's crazy is people don't even know. Like people like Sharon, people like Conceited, even Daylight, man. They came from the same walks of life that we came from in Let'sBeef.com, and it just graduated from there. And DEF CON was always something that I wanted to start as like a faction, like before Writer's Block, before Cave, before Gun Titles and NWX. We were thinking about doing DEF CON, so we decided to get it cracking on the West Coast. We added Fly and Nomad after an event. They've been rocking with us. We also have other people that we don't even mention that's affiliated with us, like my man Tech Pesos out in Wisconsin, as well as Elo Stack. So we have people that's part of DEF CON that know how to battle rap, know what it means to battle rap, and they do their thing when they come. So that just sort of happened, and now it's moving. So we're gonna keep that DEF CON movement moving and let people know if you facing any one of the battlers that's in DEF CON, regardless of whatever you might think or what you might heard, like you gonna be in for a war. All these dudes are veterans. They've been around the block a couple of times on the battle rap scene, so we're not new to this. And Meek, that's what Meek going to find out. We're not new to this. And he going to have a problem on his hands come LABEEF 3 when I come down to L.A.
I heard that. So, yeah, we go ahead and get right into it, man. So how are you feeling about your battle, man? Are you ready right now for it? Are you still in, like, the stages of prepping, man? How you feeling overall, man? Is this going to be a body bag? You looking for a classic? I mean, what's your plans for this battle?
I'm confident. I'm confident in my material. Like I told Neek from the get-go, don't do what Saint did. Me and Saint could have had a classic when me and him battled. He didn't show up. Regardless of what everybody says, Saint didn't show up and Saint got killed. I don't want Neek to do that because not only is this my time to show people what I can do, but it's also Neek's chance to show people what he can do too. And my thing is, I don't do a lot of shit talking in my bars. My bars, when the round, after the coin flip and we start, that's when my shit talking starts. But all I do is I tell my opponent, you don't have a problem in here. Because if you check my resume, you know that I come with 3 complete rounds. I barely have any stumbles, no chokes, any of that. You know what I'm saying? And if you can stand in front of a assault like what B-Dot did in our battle, even though I fought back, you know what I'm saying, and I was in the building, you got to deal with the aftermath of me losing to B-Dot. And people like Columbo, people like Saint, and people like Beast seen the aftermath of what happens after I take an opponent and don't prep as much as I should have. I ain't doing that again. So that's why I come and catch bodies now.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I think, and one thing I would say is because I don't feel, other than maybe Beat Out himself and maybe Traz and Woods, I don't think anybody's seen what he was, doing versus you, versus Strick. I don't think a lot of people seen that coming per se before the battle you had with him. Because I've been watching Beat Out since I think it was like the Rockstar. That was years back. And I always remember like, damn, this dude's fired. And when I seen y'all battle, I was like, oh, shit. Like, okay. Like, you just see, like, the progression, you know what I'm saying, in his battle, you know what I'm saying, his material, you know what I'm saying, everything. So it was, I don't know if anybody really expected that, but I do feel like at the same time, you were still having, moments in your battle where you were still saying some shit. I mean, granted, you're going against somebody who, you know what I'm saying, was just on a different level that day. You know what I'm saying? And has been in all his battles. It just seems like he has a different level that he goes to with his material. But I do feel like you still were putting forth some good, material and everything, and that you still got through your rounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a different B-Dot, man. And B-Dot definitely had pinpointed some chinks in my armor and brought some things to light. And ever since then, he's been doing his thing. But on the same hand, I've been doing my thing too. Like, since me and B-Dot battle, I'm pretty much 3-0. You can say it's debatable with Beast, but if you watch that battle versus me versus Beast Gatlin, and you actually listen to the rounds, you know what's up. But it was just a progression for everybody, and a building point from there. So definitely. You always learn your lesson. Like I said, you're always as good as your last battle. That battle wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. So I made sure that when I came and I battled anybody else, that I didn't have that issue. So, coming into LABEEF 3, this is, not my first go-around. So I already know. I know how to prep. I know how to save my time. I know how to time management and all that other crap. And it's going to show whenever we come out there in April and get it in for 3 rounds. So, anybody that stands in front of Fiji, whether it's on LABG, KOTD, any other leagues, they're going to have to deal with that. And they're going to have to understand that that's what they're going to be facing from here on out.
Okay, I heard that. So the next thing I wanted to ask you, and this is something that, I really want to get your take on, personals and battle rap. I've seen people who they're not really cool with somebody and they'll go personal, but they had to go and dig in the person's life, do their homework on the person's life and try and do something. I've also seen where people are cool with each other and they'll go personal, and put stuff out there that maybe, nobody else knew, they just put it out there for the battle purpose. Are you a fan of personals, or do you feel like there's a certain line that needs to be drawn with the stuff that gets said in battles?
I feel that personals are needed. It all depends on how it works. Like, for example, when B-Dot battled me, he used the personals with the Marines, with the with my son, and that hit. You know what I'm saying? People could relate to that. But then you had a situation like when I battled Beast, and I was talking about some personals that really only a few people knew, and you know, some of the crowd wasn't responding to it. I think that if you have personals and you're able to project it a certain way to where the fans in the crowd can relate to it, and the people that watch it on camera can relate to it, then it's good. But if you're talking about some stuff that happened like 90 years ago, that only that person knows and everybody else that knew it is not even around anymore, it's not really going to hit. As far as for battle rap, I feel that with the exception of putting hands on people and stuff like that, I don't really feel that it's battle rap. You know, you can do a diss track in the studio and talk about somebody's dead mama all day and nothing comes out of it. It's kind of different when you're standing in front of a person. That person might take it the wrong way or whatever have you, but it's battle rap. You put anything out on social media, people can use that against you. And people just got to be strategic in how they maneuver, especially when they're preparing for a battle. If you out there doing dumb shit, then you shouldn't even you should be expected that that's going to come out and from your opponent when you're facing it. So you got to be cognizant of that.
I definitely agree that, like, if you're posting certain things, like if you're posting about your life and you have this person, because I noticed, like, a lot of the battlers, I just speak on the West Coast, a lot of them are all friends, you know what I'm saying? They're always on each other's posts, you know what I'm saying, talking, you know, that shit to each other, clowning and everything, and it's cool. But then when I think about it in a battle sense, it's like, okay, you're giving them live ammo because everything you say can be used against you. Stuff like that, I don't necessarily have a problem with. I think my biggest issue with personals, and this is just because I'm born and raised here in California, is when people start bringing up people's gangs. Like what Cortez did against B-Dot in his third, he tried to mention a rival gang to where B-Dot's at. It's hood. And that shit, to me, I know it could have went left had he not had, you know, a calm, you know, where he's at right now mentally, where he can go ahead and, you know, calm everybody down, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and have a level head, just like, you know, don't play like that. But there's a lot of people who you mention somebody's hood, even if you mention their mom, like it's like certain shit, it's like, nah, battle's over, dude. Like we ain't doing that. And even if the battle rapper themselves doesn't take it like to heart, there's always that one dude in the entourage who it may hit him harder than it hit the battle rapper, and then he may just start tripping and then the battle's over. So, I mean, that's kind of where I go to. But at the same time, a lot of times if the battle rapper doesn't say anything, I kind of just say, okay, well, if they're not going to say anything, then you know, I can't say anything about it because they're not even saying anything, you know. But I don't know. It's just kind of a catch-22 because it's like out here, it's a little bit different when you go personal because, you know, the gang, you know, politics and the history out here is very rich. It's a lot more richer than the other parts of the country, so it's a little bit different, just in my opinion, just on how I see it.
But it's like that. It's like that everywhere. You got to understand. Like, I've been around people that's been in that gang bang life. Do I gang bang? I had at one time, but you know, that's not needed now. That's not who I am. You know, once I had a kid, that kind of changed a lot of stuff. But I mean, there was a situation that had happened. Elo Stacks was battling Dre Vicious, right? And he had said a crab line. You know, no disrespect to the grapes out there, but he had said a line that, real talk, it could have went left. And they had some dudes that was kind of upset about it. But Dre, being who Dre is, he came and he's like, man, look, it's just battle rap, my dude. And then after that, you know, after the battle was over, we talked about it. And, you know, Dre was like, yeah, it could have went left, but, you know, it's just battle rap type shit. And that right there, that's where you have respect for people. Because, you know, we could have got pressed outside. I could have got pressed simply because I was affiliated with Elo, not because Elo – and because he said something, and some people ain't really rocking like that. You know, you say something wrong, they'll take offense to it, and they'll handle it how they know how to handle it. But, you know, it takes people like a Dre, like a B-Dot to be like, yo, it's just battle rap type shit, and let it go. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, and that's when you can appreciate battle rap because, I mean, battle rap is disrespectful. You got to be disrespectful. You got to be You got to be in your person's face. You got to be talking about him, things that he did, things that he didn't do. I mean, that's what makes an entertaining battle. But when you have respect for your opponent, that makes the battle even that much more appreciative. You don't want any drama going on. You don't want nobody getting killed over no battle rap.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So yeah, I mean, it's personals can go a certain distance, but it's definitely a line. But it just all depends on who the battle rappers are, and what the battle rappers are willing to put up with. But I feel that the line should be crossed if you physically putting hands on people. You shouldn't have that in battle rap.
And so, you know, what you saying now, like, there's a lot of battlers, like, you know, Calico, he's one of the most known for that, you know, Shotgun Suge, you know, dudes like that who are very aggressive, and they, you know, they bump you a lot. You know what I'm saying? They'll put their hands on you. You know, Suge has a little pocket check, you know, things like that. Are you a fan of that? Do you feel like that's okay, or is that kind of like off limits? Like, nah, I wouldn't even play that.
That doesn't even bother me. That doesn't even bother me. That's a part of Shotgun's battle rap persona. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I battled, Saint was getting killed, dog, and like, if you watch that battle, Saint pocket checked the shit out of me. I thought I had got my wallet, my cell phone, everything, my chapstick stolen. You know what I'm saying? When he pocket checked me, but he needed to do that to get back in the battle. And when he did that, it caught me off guard. I was just laughing. Everybody got hyped because he did that. But when I'm talking about, like, putting hands on people, I'm talking about, like, the Disaster and Math situation. I'm talking about the Sharon and K-Shine situation, like things like that, and then the Queen of the Ring situation when they had that huge brawl. That fucks up everybody's money. That puts a damper on battle rap. I mean, you got to understand, battle rap is very negative in its connotation. You talking shit about the person that's standing on the side of you, and that person's supposed to stand there and take that. You know what I'm saying? And from the outside looking in, for people that's not used to battle rap, that looks very negative. That looks, and when we have situations like that, where you have physical altercations, businesses get shut down, events get shut down, people don't get paid, and the fans get ultimately cheated out, and that it shouldn't go down like that. You know, if you had a point where if I was battling somebody and we had an issue, then I just wouldn't battle them, because that messes up. If, like, me and Meek had a situation, and I go and I punch Meek at the event, man, the whole event gonna get shut down. Now, Young Cannon and Strick can't battle, Remedy and Fly can't battle. You know what I'm saying? Demigod and R.A., you know, Link and Geechee, nobody gets to see that battle because one person decided to let their emotions get the best of them. And that's not what battle rap is. So no, whenever it comes down to physical altercations like that, I don't like that. Leave that shit at home. But if you want to come and see somebody get disrespectful like a arse, then that's cool, man, because that's part of the stick with battle rap. You got to be disrespectful. You got to be in somebody's face. You got to be bumping them, putting your arm around them and stuff like that, talking to them. You got to do that. So yeah. So we on the same page with that, Nico. I feel you on that, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know, I know that you ready for that Meek battle. You know what I'm saying? You ready to go ahead and get that in. For the rest of the card, though, because, you know, it's a crazy card right here, to be honest. Man. It's one of the better cards, really, in the last few years, to be honest. Like, it's a great overall card. Like, what are the other battles that you are most looking forward to?
I mean, I'm looking forward for the whole event. You know, we got all my members in DEF CON is on there, so that's always a good thing when I see everybody plus up and get a battle. My man Elo, he has a battle, so he's coming out from New York. That's good to see him battle again. He got a tall order, though. Him and Ratchet, I'm looking forward. I want to see that battle.
That's
I definitely want to see that battle. I'm an Elo fan. I'm definitely a Ratchet fan. And I want to see what these dudes can do, especially Ratchet. Another battle that I'm looking forward to is I started watching Remedy, you know, back when he was with Grind Time and stuff. And to see Remedy come out and battle my man Fly, that's very big. I think that Fly is going to surprise a lot of people. I think that Remedy is going to surprise a lot of people. Of course I'm looking forward to Link and Geechee. I like both their crafts. Link going to have to see me eventually for all that talking in his rounds about me. He's going to have to see me sooner or later. So I want to see what he does against somebody, with Geechee. Geechee showed me something against Saint, but I've seen a couple of battles before Geechee, and Geechee is nice. So that's definitely going to be a very nice battle. I'm glad that that's on LABG. Looking forward to me and Neek, of course. I'm looking forward to the main event with Young Cannon and Strick, because I think that Strick is next up. If you watch Strick versus B-Dot, and you watch Strick versus Dre Vicious, Strick versus Link, you understand why I put stock in saying that he's the next up, because he has a lot of talent. And I think that this battle versus Young Cannon, I think this battle versus Young Cannon will be his ticket to get that recognition that Strick is battling, other than, it's that white dude that battled B-Dot.
Yeah,
so
hey, that's the thing I don't like, man.
I think people gonna wake up to Strick and understand that Strick's a problem. He's gonna be a problem on the West Coast, and you'll see him in a lot of big battles here to come soon.
Yeah, most definitely. That's like, I know how you said, like, a lot of people, they look at Strick and like, oh no, he's just the white dude that battle B-Dot, and a lot of people, they've been talking about this whole Young Cannon was trying to get on a Born Legacy, and the person they were going to put him against said, hey, I don't even want to battle on the card anyway. And he been in these groups talking all this shit and everything. And I've been in these groups, I've been telling people, like, dude, he got a battle versus Strick in April, bro. He need to focus. And they're like, man, he ain't got to worry about that. And I'm like, okay. The man come out here and get 30 by somebody who y'all feel ain't really that dope, then what's that going to say about your man? Because we already know what Strick coming with. Like, that's... Yeah,
Young Cannon definitely needs to... If he's looking over Strick, that's going to be a fault of his. And that situation that happened, that was with Mike P. and Young Cannon. And I'll just put it like this. Mike P. is one of the reasons why I say I don't like some of those battle rappers on URL, because they... Like, you got to understand, Mike P. had a good battle against Daylight. He fucking lost that battle, period. And Mike P. is nice. Mike P. is nice, but Mike P. wouldn't beat Strick. Mike P. would get fucking killed by Strick. So, and Young Cannon is somebody that should be on URL. On the East Coast, whatever have you, he's battled in traffic. He's had battle against Steams, if you watch that. I mean, the dude was snapping. Every battle that I've seen Young Cannon, he's one of my rappers, he does his thing. He shows up, he shows out. I mean, he had a one-rounder against Dre where he was snapping. And the thing about it is, he should get on URL on the East Coast and get that Born Legacy 5 battle. But because, Mike P, who he is, he feels that, Young Cannon is not deserving of that. And I really feel that it's the other way around. I think that Mike P is not deserving to battle Young Cannon. I mean, you gotta say what your worth is, and that's cool and everything. But I mean, Young Cannon is not a nobody. Young Cannon is not some new guy that's trying to get put on. You know what I'm saying? So it should be where it is, where that shouldn't even been a question. You know what I'm saying? But that's the difference between the East Coast and the West Coast, because somebody like Mike P, who ain't even a legend, he's basically still a rookie. He should have battled Young Cannon. Young Cannon is the legend in it. But with LABEEF 3, we giving those legends, those vets, those OGs, they giving those new guys a chance. RA giving Primo. I think Primo has one battle, and his footage ain't even come out yet. But my man RA still got 3 rounds of work for that, regardless of what his stature is. And I think that's where that makes us LABG different than than the other leagues because we don't worry about that shit. Anybody can get faded on any night in battle rap. You got to be able to put in that work, regardless of who your opponent is. And if you're getting paid for it, what the fuck is your problem as far as you should be able to do anything if you're getting paid for it. I mean, battle rap is a business. We understand that. Certain people get paid a certain amount of money because that's what they're worth. But if you're not worth that and you think that you are more than that and you won't give another person that's deserving of a shot like that, then you are cancer to battle rap. You're not the solution.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. I think Mike P, his thing was it wasn't necessarily Young Cannon who we didn't want to battle because they never mentioned the name. What they did, URL, was they went to him and was like, hey, we want to get you on the next Born Legacy card. You know, what's up? Are you ready? And he was like, no, I only want to battle if it's on Gnome or Summer Madness because in his mind he feels like, well, I don't want to just get stuck on this one card and I'm never progressing. He wants to get on the main stage, which I can't.
And I can understand that too.
But then when they come out and say, well, the opponent's, Young Cannon, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, damn, it's like, I know you feel like it's not going to do anything for you, but if you stood 3 rounds in front of Young Cannon and didn't die and made it debatable, that would be a great look for you because Young Cannon is one of them dudes we know he's very consistent. You know what I'm saying? And if you can stand in front of that, you can really stand in front of anybody.
Like, Young Cannon's resume is crazy, man, and anybody, like, you got to look at resumes. So, like with B-Dot battle, Daylight battle, he had Battle of the Year with Danny that was on LA Battlegrounds. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget that LA Battlegrounds did have Battle of the Year. Signed off by, known people like Angry Fan and stuff like that. So, my resume is in that with those names. So my thing is like, people got to understand, like, I don't knock Mike P for doing what he did, but I knock Mike P for doing what he did. And I tell Mike P straight up, if you really feel like that, why don't you come to LA Battlegrounds and come battle strict in an unbiased, and see what happens. Then if you be strict, or you know what I'm saying, then you can say anything you want. Because I think if strict, B-Dot, you know what I'm saying, Geechee, soon to be Link, and even Saint, man, them dudes can tussle. Like strict, B-Dot and Geechee can handle about 80 to 90% of the current roster on URL right now. Link and Saint, they're gonna be up next, man. And I think that their material, what they do, is better than a lot of people on URL. But I can say the same thing about me. I can say the same thing about Nomad, about Fly, about Ratchet. You know what I'm saying? About R. It just depends, though. I don't think that anybody in battle rap should back down from the challenge of seeing if you're better than somebody. But, it is a business. You want to get paid, and you gotta go with it like that. But I mean, maybe if Mike P took Young Cannon, he would be a shoo-in for the you know what I'm saying? Who knows? I don't know how Smack does business. I know how LABG does business. And you doing your thing, you showing numbers, you staying loyal, you'll get those call-ups, you'll get those looks. I mean, Strick is a living example of that. He been in the trenches. He been in the trenches with Dre. He been in the trenches with B-Dot. Now he got Young Cannon. B-Dot did the same thing. He got Danny and he got Daylight. You know what I'm saying? So it's, and Link getting Geechee Gotti, who's both of them are up next. So my thing is, it all depends on how you maneuver, man. If you maneuver the right way, it's going to pay dividends. If you maneuver the wrong way, then it'll show.
Yes, that's 100. That's 100. But hold on. I think we got somebody who wants to holler at you, man. But right before we get to that, man, I wanted to say, once again, man, I definitely appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Calling up, man, and chopping it up with us and everything like that. Before we get into this face-off between you and Nick, shout out to the good brother Nick. I wanted to give you a few minutes, man, to do any shout-outs that you have. Also be able to plug anything like music, upcoming projects, battles, all that good stuff. Now, I'll let these next few minutes be all you.
Okay. Yeah, first off and foremost, man, I want to say rest in peace, Young B, the future. That's what it always is. Good brother, man. Miss him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my crew, Defcon, R, Trick, Nomad, Fly, all the fans in LA, You know what I'm saying? The weekend or what's good. You know what I'm saying? We can go in and get it in on April, and we're gonna talk about it in the, on the blog. So yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate you giving me a chance to shout out, man. LAB3 is definitely going to be an event to remember and talk about. Man, we might end up messing around and having a battle of the year candidate again. So I mean, we able to produce those types of things. So we'll see what happens out of it.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you, man. And yeah, we about to go ahead and get into it right now. I know the good brother been waiting. He's been waiting. Fiji, you a little bit low, brother.
Yeah, could you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay, what I just said, man. First off, shouts out and rest in peace, Young be the future. That's what it always is, man. Good brother that got taken too soon from us on his battle rap platform. You know, I want to send shouts out to my crew, DEFCON, RA, Strict, Nomad Fly. I want to send a shout out to LA Battlegrounds, Woods and Trash, and all the people that's associated with LA Battlegrounds and putting the events forward. All the battlers that's coming to battle, all the bloggers that's coming, all of the preparation and staff too, man. LA fans, you know, I'm sending shouts out to everybody.
Okay. That's what it is.